So today we will discuss the boundaries and contents of axilla. Now axilla is a pyramidal shaped pyramidal shaped space situated between the upper part of the arm and chest wall. Now it resembles a four-sided pyramid and it has apex and a base. And it has four walls which are anterior, posterior, medial and lateral wall. Discussing the boundaries of apex. Apex is truncated and anteriorly it is bounded by clavicle, posteriorly by the scapula and medially by the outer border of first rib. So again I am telling, anteriorly by the posterior surface of clavicle. Coming to the base or the floor, base is formed by skin, superficial fascia and axillary fascia. Now coming to the anterior wall. The anterior wall will be formed by pectoralis major in front. Then we have clavipectoral fascia and pectoralis minor. Now this one which is being pulled up is the clavipectoral fascia, which is lying on the pectoralis minor muscle. Now we will discuss the posterior wall, which is formed by subscapularis above. You may not able to see the subscapularis now clearly, but because we haven't dissected the scapular region. So where the forceps is being pointed is the subscapularis muscle, which is forming the posterior wall. And also there is one more muscle which is latissimus dorsi, which is being clearly shown. It takes origin from the back, so it is coming upwards and it will take insertion at the humerus bone. So muscle which is being pointed by the forceps is the latissimus dorsi. So posterior wall, again it is being formed by the subscapularis muscle above and latissimus dorsi muscle again. Now medial wall, coming to the medial wall will be formed by the upper four ribs, these which are being counted, these are the upper four ribs with their intercostal muscles, and also we have one muscle which is we call as serratus anterior muscle. You can see very few digitations. These are the digitations of serratus anterior muscle. So the medial wall is being formed by first four ribs with the intercostal muscles and serratus anterior muscle. So that is the medial wall. Now lateral wall, coming to the lateral wall, it is being formed by the upper part of the arm. So shaft of humerus is basically forming the lateral wall of the axilla. So again a pyramidal shaped structure, apex directed upwards, base you can see over here, this one is the base, and we have four walls which are medial, lateral, anterior and posterior. Now we will discuss the contents of the axilla. The contents of the axilla are, first one is axillary artery, which you can see which is being pointed out by the forceps. So this very thick wall is the axillary artery, and also we have few branches of the axillary artery which are lying in as a content of axilla. We also have axillary vein which is lying medially to the axillary artery. This one which is being pointed is the axillary vein. Then also the important part is infraclavicular part of brachial plexus. As you can see, clavicle is lying upwards. The below plexus of nerves which is lying is the infraclavicular part of the brachial plexus. We have axillary group of lymph nodes also which are lying. So whatsoever lymph nodes we are able to see, we will show that part of lymph nodes. Apart from the lymph nodes, we also have long thoracic nerve and intercostobrachial nerve. Over here we can see the intercostobrachial nerve which is being pointed out. This one is the intercostobrachial nerve, which is a branch from which is a lateral branch of second spinal nerve, second thoracic spinal nerve. The last is axillary fat and areolar tissue, in which other contents are embedded. So whatsoever fatty tissue you can see is considered to be the content of axilla. Coming to the axillary lymph nodes, which are basically 20 to 30 in number. We will be seeing whatsoever which are present at the time of dissection. So first one is anterior group of lymph nodes which are present along the lower border of pectoralis minor. The muscle you can see is the pectoralis minor muscle. Up is just at the lower border lies the this anterior group of lymph nodes. Now, if we see the upper border of the pectoralis minor, over there will lie the apical group. It will lie above and behind the pectoralis minor upper border, which is medial to the axillary vein. We are not able to see the apical group of lymph nodes. Posterior group will lie on the subscapularis muscle. Since we haven't dissected the scapular region yet, so it lies on the subscapular muscle, but the forceps is showing where the posterior group will be present. Now the lateral group of lymph nodes which will lie posterior-medial to the axillary vein. As you can see, this one is the axillary vein. Axillary vein के just posterior-medial will lie the lateral group of lymph nodes, and the central group of lymph nodes will lie within the fat of the axilla. So where the forceps is being demarcated is the fat of axilla, and within this fat lies the central group of lymph nodes. So we discussed anterior group of location of anterior group of lymph nodes, posterior, central, lateral and apical group of lymph nodes. Now we will discuss the branches and relations of the axillary artery. Now the axillary artery is a continuation of subclavian artery. Now the extent of the axillary artery is from the outer border of the first rib, which you can see. This one is below where the forceps is demarcated. This one is the scalenus anterior muscle. Just below the scalenus anterior will lie the first rib. So the outer border of the first rib, this is the point where subclavian artery will be named as axillary artery. Now this axillary artery will continue and descend downwards till the level of teres major muscle. This one is the teres major muscle where the forceps is being kept at present. So till here is the extent of axillary artery. So this one is the axillary artery extending from outer border of first rib to the teres major muscle. Now lower border of teres major muscle. Now the pectoralis minor muscle, which you can see, will divide this axillary artery into three parts. Again I am saying this one is the pectoralis minor muscle. This one is the pectoralis minor. Pectoralis minor will divide the axillary artery into three parts. So this one, which you can see in front of pectoralis minor, is the first part. Then behind, when we lift the pectoralis minor, is the second part. This one is the second part of axillary artery, and beyond the pectoralis minor, which is running till the lower level of lower border of teres major, is the third part. So axillary artery is being divided into three parts by pectoralis minor. One in front of pectoralis minor is first part, behind the pectoralis minor is the second part, and beyond this which is running till the lower border of teres major is third part. Now it will give off overall 6 branches. The first part will give off 1 branch, the second part will give off 2 branches, and the third part will give off 3 branches. Now pectoralis minor, which you can see, is dividing the axillary artery into 3 parts. Now this one is the pectoralis minor, and it has divided the axillary artery into 3 parts. Now proximal to the pectoralis minor is the first part, posterior to the pectoralis minor is the second part, and inferior to the pectoralis minor is the third part. फर्स्ट पार्ट की जो भी ब्रांच है वो टूट चुकी है. Coming to the relations of the first part of axillary artery. The anterior relations are skin, superficial fascia. We have supraclavicular nerves which are not visible here. Then we have deep fascia and clavicular part of pectoralis major muscle. Clavicular part of pectoralis major muscle along with clavipectoral fascia below. So these are the anterior relations. Coming to the posterior relation, we have first intercostal space with intercostal muscles. These are the This is the first intercostal space, and over here also lies the external intercostal muscle. Laterally will lie the lateral relation में आएगा. We have lateral and posterior cord of brachial plexus. We have lateral and posterior cord of brachial plexus. Brachial plexus will be studied in the next demo. So just be familiar with the name of brachial plexus. Medial relation में we have axillary vein over here. This one is the axillary vein which you can see. ये medial relation बना रही है first part का. Coming to the second part. Now second part we discussed, it lies behind or posterior to the pectoralis minor muscle. So anterior relation again here will be skin, superficial fascia, deep fascia, and in addition we will also have pectoralis major as well as minor muscle. So these are the anterior relations of second part of axillary artery. Posterior to it will lie the posterior cord of brachial plexus and subscapularis muscle. Laterally will be the Now the posterior relation of the second part of axillary artery will be posterior cord of brachial plexus. So this one is the posterior cord of brachial plexus. Just behind to it again lies the subscapularis muscle. So behind lies the subscapularis muscle. Over there is the posterior cord of brachial plexus where the forceps is being pointed. Now lateral relation of the brachial plexus will include the lateral cord of brachial plexus. जो lateral relation है, it has lateral cord of brachial plexus along with coracobrachialis muscle. In the medial relation will have medial cord of brachial plexus, medial pectoral nerve which has been cut along with the pectoralis major and minor muscle, and also we have axillary vein. So axillary vein will form the boundary of the first part also of the axillary artery and the second part also of the axillary artery. So medial boundary is formed by axillary vein in the first and second part. Coming to the relations of the third part, again the anterior relation will be bit similar, that is skin, superficial fascia, deep fascia, and also the upper part there is pectoralis major and medial root of median nerve. This one is the medial root of median nerve which is the forming the anterior relation of third part of axillary artery. Coming to the posterior relations, if we see just behind the third part of axillary artery, we will see radial nerve. Now the forceps is being pointed at the radial nerve. Also axillary nerve, axillary nerve will be seen in the deep dissection. You may not be able to see here, but the subscapularis muscle and latissimus dorsi will also be seen in the posterior relation. These are all the deep muscles which has not been dissected yet, which will be dissected while we study the scapular region. So these are the posterior relations. Laterally we have coracobrachialis muscle, and medially this one is the coracobrachialis muscle over here, that is forming the lateral relation of the third part of axillary artery, and medial relation will be again formed by the axillary vein, and also we have few nerves of the brachial plexus which will supply the arm. Left with the last topic, which now we will discuss the branches of the axillary artery. Since we studied axillary artery has three parts, from all the three parts, beginning from the first part will give off only one branch, which is superior thoracic artery, and it is very small branch. So while we remove the clavicle, it is usually cut down, but it will supply your thoracic wall over here, which is superior thoracic artery, which we cannot see here at present. Coming to the second part will give off two branches. One is thoracoacromial artery and lateral thoracic artery. Again I am telling you, second part of axillary artery will give off two branches, thoracoacromial artery and lateral thoracic artery. Now coming to the thoracoacromial artery has four parts. It will give off four branches. As it comes out, it is very small branch, then it will give off 4 branches. The first branch is pectoral branch, which is supplying our pectoral muscles. So first branch where the forceps is being pointed is the pectoral branch. Then you have studied deltopectoral groove. In the deltopectoral groove runs the deltoid branch. This one is the deltoid branch of thoracoacromial artery. Third branch is running to the acromion process, where now the forceps is being pointed. This is the acromial branch of thoracoacromial artery. And the last branch which you can see is running along the lower aspect of clavicle, this lower surface. This one is the clavicular branch. So overall, thoracoacromial is giving off 4 branches as it comes out. One is pectoral branch, deltoid branch in the deltopectoral groove. Then we have acromial branch in the acromion process, and clavicular branch running on the lower surface of the clavicle. So 4 branches. Now coming to the second branch is the lateral thoracic artery. This artery where the forceps is being pointed is the lateral thoracic artery. This is again a branch from the second part of axillary artery, runs along the thoracic wall. It will supply the lateral wall of the thoracic wall and also the breast region in case of females. Coming to the third part of the axillary artery, third part which is lying, which we discussed which was lying inferior to the pectoralis minor muscle. This one is the third part of the axillary artery. Seeing very clearly, we will be able to see it gives off 3 branches. So always remember, the first part will give off 1 branch, second part will give off 2 branches, third part will give off 3 branches. So overall, axillary artery is giving off 6 branches. Now we are left with the third part of axillary artery, which is giving off 3 branches. So the first branch which you can see over here is the anterior circumflex humeral artery, where now the forceps is being pointed is the. Now coming to the branches of the third part of axillary artery, now where the forceps is being pointed and where it is being kept. Coming to the third part of axillary artery, we have 3 branches. Now where the forceps is being pointed, this one is the anterior circumflex humeral artery. This is a branch from third part of axillary artery. So this one is anterior circumflex humeral artery. Moving backward, just opposite to it will lie the posterior. Over here we can see this one is the posterior circumflex humeral artery, which will wind around the humerus, and anastomose later on with the anterior circumflex humeral branch only. Below it here we can see a very thick branch. This one is the subscapular artery. So third part of axillary artery will give off anterior circumflex humeral artery, posterior circumflex humeral artery. Anterior and posterior circumflex humeral artery will anastomose with each other and participate in the anastomosis around scapula. And the third artery, which is thick over here, you can see is the subscapular artery. So these are the 6 branches which were given off by the axillary artery.